Welcome to another game. We have Barles playing in the blue up against ACCM playing in the red. Clicked on this game because we've got Sicilians down here for ACCM. Is he going to bring us an exciting strategy? Is he going to use Donjons and Sergeants? I don't know, but I sure hope so. I want to see infantry. Infantry. Alright, that's what the patch has been pushing, and I haven't got to see a whole lot of that yet. So, we have Barles playing as the Malians. The map is Arabia. You look at Barles' map, he's got some nice wallable areas here on the left of his map, but his berries are forward, and his gold over here, nice and safe if he just walls from this wood line in a little arc toward that house. Really pretty nice and safe. The berries will be exposed likely through this early game, as both players you would expect to do some sort of men-at-arms or militia play. On the other hand, we have ACCM, who has absolutely the safest berries he could ask for directly behind his town center. But his wood line is right on the front of his base. However, some easy walls across here and here. And he has this wood line. If you plop some quick walls down, do this to his TC and over to his TC, he can really secure this little loop and leave the berries out once again, as there's not really a wood line close to them. However, they are at the back instead of the front, so it's not quite as punishing to leave them out the back as it is in the front. Like I said, we're expecting, I would say, both players to be using some men-at-arms type or militia type plays. We'll be seeing if that's pre-milled rushes or what we're getting. We see both players pushing in ostrich and zebra, and also bringing in the rhinoceros. Villager going forward to build a house there. I wouldn't be surprised if a barracks is next for our Sicilian player. Only 2 on wood. We got the same thing going on, and actually there's no way there's a barracks next for ACCM. And for Barles, I don't think there really is either, depending on the wood savings. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, barracks coming down. Barracks is coming down. So it's going to be a pre-milled rush for our Sicilian player. For our Malian player, apologies. For our Malian player, our Sicilian player looks to be heading to try to get a very quick feudal age off here, and is already going out to gold, so I would expect a little bit more of a men-at-arms play from our Sicilian player, or maybe not even men-at-arms, maybe it's Donjon. Who knows? Militia being created by Barles. Barles scouting out his opponent's base. Checks on every part of his base. Getting good vision in. Yep, he's seen the gold mine. He's seen the lumber camp. He's seen the berries. He's seen everything he wants to see. He knows where the town center is. Great vision there from Barles. ACC? What does he see? He sees absolutely nothing. He has not yet scouted the map. He's now heading out to try and find Barles. However, the one militia rush is going to arrive. What? The one militia drush, that is correct, is going to arrive before he's ready. One militia, one scout. How much damage is that really going to do? As Loom is in, of course, for ACCM, for our Sicilian player. Barles dropping walls pretty aggressively over here. Well, not that aggressively. That little easy area, but he walled to the wide part. Little quick walls going in, quick walls around the gold. And this one militia drush seems to have delayed Barles by about a minute. Forced some walls down from ACCM, and that's about it. I think we might be seeing a donjon, just because there's no barracks being built yet. And really, you would want to be building a barracks pretty directly here. I would not be surprised to see the villagers come out here, maybe, and drop a donjon. It feels bad to put it back your base. However, it feels also a little bit like, hey, that's what's exposed right now. Be happy to see that. Yep, Donjon over here by the gold, so that's going to be his building. We have an attack down here. Walls it in. Let's go back and look at that. I was not focused at the moment. Let's see that once again. Wow. Beautiful play there from our player ACCM. Quick walls the scout and the militia in. Those guys are, yeah, they're stuck now. That is their home now. And Sergeant coming out. Walls coming down completely for Barles. So Barles has used this to, I guess, keep his opponent at home. I think his opponent was staying at home regardless. But we have a sergeant now coming out. Where did the sergeant go? Oh, he's heading forward with the sergeants. Two sergeants and a scout heading forward. And villagers just keeping these, this militia and this scout safely tucked away inside there. Are the walls going to get up in time? I think the walls are going to be up in time. Skirmisher coming out, which is not really going to be very effective. Probably expected an archer play based on the timings, based on what he was seeing. It's not an archer play. Indeed, it is a sergeant play. A little bit of a sergeant rush, and then I would say feudal age is going to be being pushed aggressively by both players. Archer's coming out now, so yeah, straight into the archer range, and the archer's going to come over here and take care of this scout and this militia. Quick walls are going to have to be added here, but Barles to keep the sergeants and the scout and the soon coming archers out of here. But I really do think both players are going to be rushing towards more of a feudal age play, seeing as they both have added extensive walls. And yes, the villager comes out and repairs that wall. Militia going down now as well. These quick walls are going to be able to be cleared up. A couple of skirmishers looking for the raid and a spearman. Really not an effective force. We have these sergeants with their, they have their two base pierce armor up against the skirmishers with their 2 base attack. So skirmishers doing 1 attack, 1 damage per hit against the sergeants. Same thing kind of with the scout. The scout clears him up pretty substantially with the 2 pierce armor as well. Yeah, we have a blacksmith coming down a couple with the archer range. That is all the buildings that ACCM will need. However, he's got a little bit to go. And I like this little Donjon play because guess what? It protects you, it allows you to get to the castle age quickly, and it leaves you enough stone for a town center. One, you know, just 1, but it does leave you enough for 1 town center. And ACCM has turned this map into an arena just like Barles. Neither players did the smaller walls I was expecting, and in fact, massive walls is what we saw here. Now, that was unfortunate. ACCM walked his army straight into the skirmishers. Loses his scout and 2 archers for 1 skirmisher and 1 spearman. Not the best trade in the world. We do have 33 villagers for each player. Hardly any idle TC time being recorded by either player. Now, the sergeants, they're slow, right? They do not move quickly. Their big downfall. Walls being finished up for ACCM. He continues in with the archer play. It's going to be interesting to see what he transitions to in the castle age. Does he continue with archers? Our Malian player, what does he go for? Maulian's a pretty versatile civ. Blacksmith now coming down for our Maulian player. Castle Age on the way, whereas ACCM is still a couple minutes away from Castle Age, so this is a little bit awkward. For sure. Now, the army is definitely on the side of ACCM, 9-0 on the military, but that military is not really effective because it's feudal age military outside of walls. Villagers on the berries are a little bit exposed, forced off the berries, but that's all. Now, we don't see anything coming out for our Maulian player, which says to me cavalry, right? But there's no stable being dropped either. You would think if it was something from the archer range, it would still be coming out. You'd think if it was long swords or something crazy like that, it would be on the way. Nothing is being created. No units whatsoever. A strange thing to me. Now on the other side, ACCM has clicked up 2 minutes to go, so delayed his castle age time by 2 minutes. Straight into the castle. Okay, Gbetos we have. All right, very interesting strategy. Gbetos aren't very good against archers and, well, crossbowmen, and that is what we see. That's what we see from ACCM. He's continuing on the archer play for now, but only one archer in, so I don't think that's going to continue extensively. However, yeah, I'm not sure what he's going for either. Gbetos are pretty effective against sergeants. That is for sure. Gbetos now being created. And yeah, it's going to be crossbows, but only from one archer range. That's a little bit odd to me. Our Sicilian player going into crossbows, our Maulian player going into Gbetos. But Gbetos and Siege, the Mangonels, going to be effective here. Gbeto has arrived looking for some damage on this wood line. Barles has added a second TC. ACCM has added a second TC. The villager counts only 2 different. However, ACCM racking up a minute of idle town center time. Those crossbowmen have just walked directly into the castle. Fire finds out the hard way. Hey, there's a castle here. Gbetos are breaking down the walls. Well, shooting the house. I'm not trying to break down the walls, oddly enough. Gbetos, 10 attack, 5 range. Very effective unit. On the other hand, we have crossbows, 7 attack with the upgrades and 7 range with the upgrades. But 5 attack, 5 range without upgrades. So, these Gbetos without upgrades, 10 attack, 5 range. Now, they don't get ranged upgrades. So that's the range that they have. I like it. I like it. Use the sergeants. Continuing to make these sergeants an effective unit. Drops a donjon on the backside of ACCM's base, or of Barles' base. However, the Gbetos are coming over. They are going to... What are they going to do? They're going to go sit underneath that donjon and destroy it? Perhaps. Sergeant raid incoming. But now the sergeants are dead. Crossbows trying to break their way in. Doing pretty well. And I do expect these Gbetos to go sit underneath the donjon and destroy it. Gbetos are ridiculously good against buildings. It's insane. Look at this. They're going to have this down before these crossbows can get across the map to rescue it. It's just going to be too fast. Now, there are 4 sergeants inside this. Can these sergeants pop out and defend it? Big mangonel shot. Oh, the crossbowmen are dead. The crossbowmen are half dead. The sergeants have popped out and are slaying these Gbetos. However, the Donjon goes down anyway. The crossbows lost most of the crossbows to that mangonel. Massive hits, but the movement, continuing the movement, getting Bill snipes. This is stressful stuff for both players, and another big hit on the crossbows. These crossbows are gonna die. However, the mangonel dies, and the crossbows are still on that gold mine. There's also crossbows here underneath the TC. They have not been noticed. ACCM putting the pressure onto Barles, making it awkward, making it stressful, and now losing crossbows because he hasn't noticed that he's under that TC either. Has to back away. The villager counts now 61 to 59. The military counts 8 to 6 in favor of ACCM on both accounts. Well, no, it's not in favor of ACCM on both accounts. However, 4th town center being added by ACCM. Moving into a heavy eco approach, transitioning into cavalry. It's going to be a very effective unit for him. What's a little sergeant play? I think that's something we're going to see. Little sneak towers, sneak donjons with sergeants. Very effective. And not near so risky or expensive as walking a villager all the way across the map. I love the way the ACCM put those leftover sergeants to use those. Very nicely done. And we see continuing into the crossbows with still just 1 archery range is ACCM. Barles, on the other hand, adding a 2nd castle to continue into the Gbeto production, just making mangonels at the moment, though. And 5 knights would just catch this army off guard and clear it up. Maybe not 5. Gbetos do a lot of damage. But I think we're going to see knights here before too long. Town center has been spotted out. And we went for, yeah, I was going to say we went for university. We probably should have gone for a siege workshop. Now the siege workshop coming in for ACCM. Built the stable. He hasn't made anything out of it yet. Hasn't begun yet. And oh, this is awkward. These crossbowmen have to flank all the way around. This is desperate. You cannot let these Gbeto in, but there's no choice. Well, microed from ACCM. He dodges it. Incredible stuff. Oh, he takes that hit. ACCM right in on the mangonels. Garrison's in the TC. Takes 1 mangonel. Does lose several of his crossbows. He's trying to hold this position. Has a donjon, has a town center pretty well protected inside his base. Has several town centers. Not a whole lot of risk in there. Adding a castle here on the front end, you would say that's a crazy castle to go for. You don't even hardly have the military control. You could take 1 big hit and be dead, but it's Sicilian. Sicilians build castles very quickly. So I think he's going to be all right. And yeah, even another mangonel comes in. Doesn't get any villager kills, and here comes a knight. Knight, very effective here. And we have the castle up for our Sicilian player. Knight production now beginning. 89 villagers to 82. 12 to 17 on the military, though. The military is in favor of Barles. Barles only has 3 town centers. ACCM, he's got 4. Looking like Barles is going to find another area to pressure. And ACCM, he's going to look for another area to pressure, but he's going to find a bunch of rocks to the face instead. Mangonel's out now. And the awkward thing about mangonels is Gbetos also wreck mangonels. They destroy buildings. Now, mangonels wreck Gbetos, but they kill each other very quickly, and one of them is much more microable than the other. I love this play by Barles. Barles wants vision. He wants to know, and he is building outposts all over the map. ACCM not going aggressively into any unit. He's looking for Imperial Age. Feels protected by the town centers. However, I'm a little bit concerned. Nah, there's no way he's going to run in under. Feels protected by the town centers, protecting himself with castles. And we have, on the other side, some Gbetos looking for some more damage over here on the right side. But I think this castle goes up as well. that castle building speed bonus is just such a nice bonus. And yeah, all these Gbetos coming in, trying to make something happen, but the castle's almost up. Are there going to be villagers dead? There's going to be villagers dead. It's one. He's got to click. He's got to focus and click. No, you done 92%. You could have got that 2 villagers down, bringing his army over from somewhere. Don't know where. Well, goes ahead and kills 3 Gbeto for that. That was nicely done. I think 1 knight would take care of that now. 2 very weak Gbetos and 1 other one. Don't know where his army's at. There's the... No, where are the 16 units? Losing villagers there. Imperial Age on the way for both players. Only a few seconds apart. The crossbowmen are down here clearing up the Gbetos in the base. Okay, that's where the army is. But you should probably do something about this as these Gbetos continue to kill villagers. But a crossbowman is here. Just one. Crossbowman. 1 knight. Dude, make a knight. These crossbows taking on the Gbetos and cleaning them up. The Gbetos in the base are dead now. Now just these 3 over here. Love the continuing building of outposts though. Barles has great vision on really every part of the map. Look at his vision. All the vital areas of the map, you can see. Crossbowmen are here, killing off this Gbeto's castle, going to go up. Imperial Age in about 45 seconds for each player. We have 2 castles on the front versus just the 1 here for ACCM. ACCM continuing heavily into the crossbow production now. Got 4 archer ranges pumping these bad boys out. Up against the Gbetos. Trebuchets on the way for both players. Now that's a bit of a misclick. He's got his castles grouped together and clicked the Treb out of the farthest away castle, whereas ACCM, Treb coming out of the closest castle. That's going to allow ACCM to take the initial advantage in the Treb fight. Now this villager could end up being annoying. I wouldn't be surprised to see this villager here in the corner add a stable or 2. Make some light cav. Treb getting ready to fire. Treb on the way though for 4 Barles. Another trebuchet coming out. 2 more trebuchets coming out. The same on the other side. Got lots of trebuchets coming out for both players. It's gonna be a bit of a Treb war. Chemistry coming in, but we're seeing men-at-arms. We're going to see infantry from our Malian player. Now, this is why you can't fully commit into crossbows against the Malians. Our Malian player is going to transition into Champskarls. By Champskarls, I mean the champions that Malians get that do so. Oh, what a massive hit. Predicts the split. Barles drops like 15 arbless crossbows that were almost to be arbs there in that moment. And these players are just repairing castles like madmen at the moment. We're going to see bombard cannons coming out from either player. I'm pretty sure 1 player gets them, at least. And we see more raids coming in from the Gbeto. Gbeto, so annoying. Yeah, we're going to have Champskarls raids coming in from both sides. Those are the Malian infantry units. They get an extra pierce armor per age, and then you get the upgrades. That's 1 + 7 pierce armor. That's a lot. That is an awful lot. And you're going to need Cavalier to take that out. And yes, we do have bombard cannons on the way from our Malian player. And 5 trebuchets? 5 trebuchets set up for ACCM, 4 set up for Barles. ACCM able to out-repair till this point. 41 arbs on the field. I don't know exactly where they're all at, but it's gonna need to switch. It can't be arbless. You cannot continue in arblisters against this Champskarl play. 2-handed swordsman Iron casting. Champion gonna be on the way in very soon. The resources are ready for it. Yep, champion on the way in. He's moving forward right before champion. A little bit of an odd maneuver, but look at these bad boys. They're so tanky. The Treb's forced to run away. Everything forced to run away. Now you need to click First Crusade. You need First Crusade right now. Click First Crusade. That's the only way you're going to get an army out here that can deal with this quickly enough. First Crusade is your answer to this situation, but he's not clicking it. He's not recognizing it. He's really probably a little panicked. ACCM, the pressure's being put on. He's got champions in his base on the right, champions in his base on the left, champions in his base waltzing down the front of his face. And he's just making arblists. You've got to switch. Now he's just making villagers, not even making arbs. He's out of gold. What? What? Where's your gold production, my man? Oh, here's the gold production. He's got to do something. But ACCM doesn't know how to respond to this. Barles' Champskarl play, beautiful play, and there is First Crusade. The army's all going to be dead before First Crusade ever comes in. You should maybe get forging. But these arbs are not the answer. It needed to be Cavalier against our Malian player, going to Gbetos. And here's First Crusade. Here come the units. They're going to do it. You can see these sergeants, not upgraded at all, still a pretty decent unit. With more HP than the champion. Not near the attack, but more HP, more melee armor, I think. Yeah, 3 base melee armor versus the 1 base melee armor. A very tanky unit. And we have the GG called, and Barles takes it with the Champskarl switch. Well played to Barles. Let's go. Look at the KD ratio. Barles just wrecking with the KD ratio. Economy, you can see just an absolute smash of economy. Not really, actually. 3,000 more resources collected by Barles. Technology, you can see the timings just in favor. Very similar for Barles. The castle age timing, a lot better. Society stats, yes, ACCM had higher villager total and actually did better throughout most of the game, but was under enough pressure that he was not able to convert on that into extra resources. APM stats, we can see that both players, 60 and 65 APM for each player. Well, this was a great finish to a pretty good game. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like. If you want to see some more, consider subscribing. If not, that's all right. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.